On this edition of the pregame pulse, the Colts have the biggest test of the season, one of the 49ers against Carolina, and a few other games that we're going to look at. Let's start the pulse. Pregame pulse presented by Wanna Parlay, the world's richest parlay. And joining me on this Sunday morning to help us get through week 12, my good buddy Tre Larkins from the Wise Guys. Good morning, Tre. How are you, my man?
Doing well, Snowman. How you doing this morning?
It's good to have you. It's really good to have you. We've been planning this for a while, and we're finally here. Okay, game of the week or game of the year? Colts and Chiefs from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Which way are you? Which way are you leaning? And tell me your thoughts about this game.
Well, I think this is a big time matchup, and it's surprisingly a huge game, not for the Colts, but for the Chiefs, Snowman, because the Chiefs come into this game, they're 5-5. They've lost games against the Chargers in the AFC West. They lost games against the Broncos, the Bills. And so this is a huge game for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 5-5. They already trail the Broncos and the Chargers in the AFC West. The Texans, I believe, now are in the hunt for that final wild card spot in the AFC. And the Bills, they probably will be a wild card team as well, because it's looking like the Patriots are going to win the AFC East. So this is a huge matchup for the Chiefs. Surprisingly, the Colts actually are more comfortable going into this matchup because they're 8-2. They are leading the AFC South. So this is a huge, huge game for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And if they lose, this would be their third straight loss, and they would fall to under 500, Snowman. So this is actually a huge game for the Chiefs and their playoff aspirations.
First time in a while that Mahomes, or first time ever that Mahomes is facing a possible 3-game losing streak. And as you mentioned, the Colts are 8-2. They're coming off of a bye, and they're coming off of a thrilling win in Germany, in which Jonathan Taylor, and we got to talk about Jonathan Taylor, 244 yards against Atlanta. And a lot of people are putting him and Drake May in the MVP conversation. But for me, and not just because I'm a homer, but I've been watching all year, you've been watching all year, and a couple folks have been watching with us, Jonathan Taylor is the runaway choice for MVP right now.
Absolutely. He leads the NFL and the running backs with rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. And we know he's the best player on that Colts offense. And so for me, that's also what I want to talk about, because, you know, the Colts are 8-2. They're leading the AFC South. And everyone's talking about how this is a huge game for the Colts. I believe it's a huge game for Daniel Jones, because we know Daniel Jones has been very inconsistent throughout the course of his career. I still have my questions, Snowman, about how good Daniel Jones really is. I still don't believe in Daniel Jones. I know in the season, I think he has like 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But we saw in that Steelers game, they played the Steelers a few weeks ago. He had multiple turnovers in that game. So we have to see how Daniel Jones performs in these big game situations in order to really know if the Colts are real contenders in the AFC.
I believe they are, because yes, they lost to the Steelers and they lost to the Rams, and in both of those occasions, they only scored 20 points. In fact, both of those scores were 27-20, and in both of those games, Daniel Jones turned the ball over multiple times. But we've also seen the Colts at almost peak performance. And remember, the last time the Colts and the Chiefs played each other in the regular season in Kansas City, it was on Sunday Night Football, and the Colts won the thing. And remember, Andrew Luck had just retired at the time, and also at that time they had a strong running game.
They did.
So this is big for both. For me, this is big for both teams. It gets you on the stage with the defending AFC champions. It's a measuring stick, even though the Chiefs are 5-5. We'll get to the Chiefs in just a moment. The Chiefs are 5-5. Colts are 8-2, but the Colts have the best offense in the NFL, averaging 33 points a game. And that's something you do not see because usually it's Kansas City leading the league in scoring. So what do you think has been the biggest struggle for Kansas City coming into this afternoon?
I think it's been their inconsistencies offensively to be able to run the football. I think that's one of the issues with their team right now, Snowman. Like, they can't run the football. So really, it's all on Patrick Mahomes. And we know Patrick Mahomes is more than capable at being able to be enough offensively to score points.
Oh, yeah.
But the Chiefs are a one-dimensional football team. And if you want to be a contender, you have to be able to run the football and be able to throw the football as well. They only have one element of their offense that's truly effective, and it's all on Patrick Mahomes. You're a Niners fan, so you know how it is. Being able to run the football, they can't run the football. So I think the biggest issue with the Chiefs overall is their inability to run the football. And Kareem Hunt has struggled at times, and they're just not consistent at being able to run the football. And I think that's been the biggest issue with the Chiefs so far this year.
And the other thing is the Colts are healthy because they get Forrest Buckner back in the lineup, which is one of their biggest anchors of that defense. Let's take a look inside the numbers presented by Wanna Parlay, the world's richest parlay. The Chiefs are favored by 3.5 because they're basically at home. You've talked about it for so many years on Wise Guys on how you should, if you're a bettor, you should bet this game because they're giving the Chiefs 3.5 because they're in Kansas City. I made the call on Friday, and I'll stick with it. I not only have the Colts to cover, I have them winning this game. I have them going into Kansas City and winning this game, and the two-word reason is Jonathan Taylor.
Wow. What's your score that you got in this game?
34-28.
Wow. Okay.
34-28. John Alvarez is celebrating a birthday today on the pregame pulse with us. Now, speaking of a team that has somewhat struggled, your Packers host Minnesota in the border war today. Very familiar with me, used to live up in the area. Wayne Larrabee has the call for the Packers. Paul Allen has the call for the Vikings. We talked about this last night, and I want you to highlight it today. The biggest struggle for the Packers has been running the football.
Yes. It really has been. And that's been the struggle with Green Bay. Their offensive line has been banged up all season long. And so they haven't been able to establish a running game with Josh Jacobs. And Josh Jacobs actually is going to be a game time decision heading into this game. But, Snowman, I must admit, being a diehard Packers fan, I'd rather Josh Jacobs sit out. Just sit out. We need Josh Jacobs for the stretch run. Once we get into, week 15, week 16, we need Josh Jacobs for the stretch run. So I would not be upset if Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst and the Green Bay Packers organization decided to have Josh Jacobs sit this game out. Then we got the Packers also have the Lions on Thanksgiving. So it's a quick turnaround as well. So
very quick turnaround.
So I think it will be smart for them to kind of keep Josh Jacobs out of this game. But I think offensively for the Packers, they have not been able to establish the running game at a consistent level like they have in prior years. So I think that's been the biggest issue with their offense.
Second time in 4 years that the Packers will have a quick turnaround as they play at home here and they play in Detroit on Thanksgiving. What say you about this game?
I think in this matchup, the Packers defense is going to get after J.J. McCarthy. I think J.J. McCarthy, he's ranked last in completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio since he's been back from his injury. He struggled, Snowman. So I think the Packers defense, who's led by defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, that defense with Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, and Ezrin Cooper, and then Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams on the back end, I think they're going to get after J.J. McCarthy today in Lambeau. And I think this is a game in which the Packers offense will also get creative in the passing game. I know Brian Flores is a great defensive coordinator for the Vikings, but I think that Jordan Love will make some explosive plays in the passing game with the receivers like Christian Watson, like Dontavius Wicks, like Matthew Golden, and I expect the Packers to win this game in Lambeau and take care of business. I think the Packers will win this game decisively, 30-13.
You really think it's going to be decisive? Because this could be labeled as a trap game, because it is the border war.
Yeah.
It is Minnesota finding a struggling JJ McCarthy and not knowing what to do with him or with that offense. But you've watched football a long time, as have I. There are always those outlier games, where someone could come in your house and sneak one out. I do believe also the Packers will win at home, and I don't think it'll be close either. But all I'm saying is keep your eyes open and watch out. We've seen it so many times before, where a team can sneak in and get one on you. Here's a game I want to look at, and that's tonight. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams, the defending West Division champions and the defending South Division champions, going at it. We talked on the phone about this. This is a January matchup, period.
Yeah. It really, really is. And I'm really looking at, in this matchup, both of these quarterbacks are really good quarterbacks. Obviously, Baker Mayfield has been playing really, really well for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here's the thing, Snowman. The Buccaneers have a ton of injuries. Chris Godwin's been out. Mike Evans has been out. Bucky Irvin has been out. And they still are putting up points. I watched the game last week. They went up against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, and they still scored 32 points, I believe. So that Buccaneers offense, they can score points in bunches. And then obviously on the other side, you got Matthew Stafford. And I think right now, right alongside Jonathan Taylor, I think Matthew Stafford is leading the NFL in MVP honors because he's having a sensational season. He's playing at a very, very elite level with Puka Nacua, with Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams has emerged as a great red zone target for Matthew Stafford. Once the Rams get inside the red zone, they look for Devontae Adams. So this is a big-time matchup between two teams who I believe will be in the playoffs in the NFC. I'm looking forward to it tonight on NBC with Mike Tirico, with Chris Collinsworth. It's going to be a big game tonight in L.A. between the Bucs and the Rams.
Gene Deckeroff has the call for Tampa Bay on the Buccaneers Radio Network. One more we're going to look at before we get inside the kitchen, because Dr. K and I are going to be cooking up something for y'all to get ready for your NFL weekend. And I say this playfully, it's against a team that it's involving a team that you royally hate because the Packers can't figure them out. We'll get to that in a moment. It's Carolina. It's San Francisco. 8:15 is the time on Monday. I'll have the call here on the channel, as well as the Colts today against the Chiefs. San Francisco, you said you characterized this best during the 2020 season when we talked. If they make the playoffs, it's a bonus. But San Francisco is the team that just will not go away.
They won't go away. They won't go away, Snowman. Every time I think that the 49ers are going to go away and not be a contender in the NFC, they win games. And they depleted right now. I mean, you guys are depleted all over the roster right now. I mean, you got Fred Warner is out for the season. Nick Bosa is out for the season. George Kittle has dealt with a bunch of injuries this year. Hell, Brock Purdy just came back last week, and the 49ers are still winning football games. I think Kyle Shanahan is the runaway coach of the year. I know Shane Steichen is doing a great job with the Indianapolis Colts, but what Kyle Shanahan is doing with the depleted 49ers roster, it is elite coaching at its best. I think Kyle Shanahan should win NFL Coach of the Year, and it shouldn't even be close, to be honest.
They are 7-4 right now. 7-4.
Yeah.
Even though they got drilled by Jacksonville in Santa Clara, then they got drilled by the Rams also in Santa Clara. They had a chance. There are so many things that have gone wrong for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Losing Purdy for 5 weeks, losing Kittle for 5 weeks. You lost Bosa and Warner, as you highlighted, for the season. And yet the one constant with these 49ers is a fellow named Christian McCaffrey.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's playing some great football. And I think that Christian McCaffrey is reminding everyone he's still a top running back in the NFL, and he deserves to be in that conversation with the Jonathan Taylors of the world, the Josh Jacobs of the world, the Derrick Henrys of the world. CMC deserves to be in that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And he is the key X factor for the 49ers offense. Brock Purdy came back last week, Brian, and you guys hung 40 on the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about your passing game with Brock Purdy coming in? Because, you know, before they were having some success with Mac Jones. Are you happy now that y'all got back Brock Purdy, or did you want to keep Mac Jones, you know, in the fold?
Purdy's the man.
I agree.
Mac Jones has his purpose.
Absolutely.
Okay. And Mac Jones has shined in this particular system.
Yes.
It's always been the system that's been the problem with Mac Jones outside of his rookie year in New England. Now he's under a coach that has gotten him better. And with Purdy's injury, he was immediately thrown into the fire. You know what's scary about this 49er team? Wait till they get all their offensive pieces back. Wait until they get all of their pieces back. And the scary thing is, we lost Tre. We'll try to get him back here in a minute. The scary thing is about this game, Carolina's hot. Carolina comes in with a winning record at 6-5. But the last couple times they've gone out to Santa Clara, they've gotten drilled. Tre is back with us.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. The scary thing about this 49er team, outside of Bosa and Warner, wait until they get all of their pieces back.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And did you see how they were talking about how they may not bring back Brandon Ayuk? How do you feel about that? They were talking about how they got to rework his contract or stuff like that. I think Kyle Shanahan.
I say get it done. If he's going to be a cancer on a team that's starting to find their stride, then do something about it now.
Absolutely.
You nip it in the bud now. And I've heard so many people. This is why I didn't weigh in on it immediately after I got the word. I let situations play out.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that's going to play out.
Absolutely.
And now there are so many rumors about he's going to get traded to the Steelers. No, he's not. He ain't going. he ain't going anywhere. Come on, they voided his contract. There's some internal things to work out. Be a fan, let them work it out, and quit speculating. I don't talk about things until they happen. You can speculate. Josh Jacobs, hello.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Josh Jacobs, hello.
For sure.
Genevieve Yoso joining us from across the pond. She says no audio for now, but wanted to drop a like. I appreciate that. Mason Nation is with us as well. There's one more game I want to look at before we go dive in the kitchen, and I'm getting a big old smile from Dr. K right now because we got something good cooking for you guys. It's this one. In the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, the world champions, head into Jerry World. It's 4:25 today. Victor Locke will have the call here on the channel. I don't know what to make of this game because think about it. This is inconsistency personified for both of these teams. And the disadvantage for Philadelphia, they have to go into Dallas.
Yeah, they do. And the thing is with the Eagles, their offense has just been so inconsistent all season long. The thing is, it's weird because they're winning games, though. So they're winning games, but their offense has not looked good. And they have elite personnel. You got Jalen Hurts at quarterback. You got Saquon Barkley at running back. And you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith at receiver. And Dallas Goedert at tight end. You would think they would be playing better overall offensively, but they are not. And they just lost Lane Johnson, Snowman. And Lane Johnson is a key component to their offense at protecting Jalen Hurts. And so as we head into December and January, because we both know the Eagles will be a playoff team. They're going to
they're in.
They're in. They're going to win the NFC East. But to me, in order for the Eagles to repeat as NFC champions and get back to the Super Bowl, they're going to have to improve overall offensively. And we know that Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, there's been a disconnect in some kind, in a way. And Saquon Barkley also, in this particular season, he has not performed in 2025 the way that he did in 2024. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Philadelphia Eagles improve overall offensively as we get into December and playoff football in January, because their offense has to get better if they want to get back to the Super Bowl.
Just got a signal. We got time for one more. Let's go to Cincinnati. Speaking of the New England Patriots, they take on the Cincinnati Bengals at 1 p.m. Surprise, surprise. The Patriots are back.
They are back, and they are playing some really, really good football. They are leading the AFC East. Drake May is an MVP candidate. Mike Vrabel also deserves to be in that NFL Coach of the Year conversation. And I really, really like how the Patriots are playing overall as a football team. I think the Patriots are going to blow out the Cincinnati Bengals today. I don't think this game is going to be particularly close. No Jamar Chase for the Bengals, Snowman. And so, the Patriots defense, they're going to shift all their coverage to T. Higgins. Yep. And I think it's going to be a long day at the office for Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals. I got the Patriots big in this game. I'm going to roll with the Patriots to beat the Bengals. I got it 31-10.
I got it 35-13. This Patriots offense is cooking.
They are cooking.
All right. They are cooking. Your team's on a bye this week. The Broncos, the Dolphins, the Chargers, and the Washington Redskins. We'll take a break, and when y'all get back, Dr. K and I are going to be in the kitchen cooking up something. It's called Snowman Learns to Cook, ... on a budget. Tre Larkins joins me here inside the pregame polls, getting ready for week 12 of the NFL season. One more note before we get out of here, and Dr. K put it on the sheet here for me. Why is Matt LaFleur still struggling to coach your Packers?
Because he's too damn conservative. So, man, I am ready. I want Matt LaFleur to take the handcuffs off of Jordan Love and allow Jordan Love to cook and throw the football down the field. I think Jordan Love is extremely talented, and I think he has great ability at the quarterback position. And you got, I'm not going to say great, but they have a decent receiving core with Christian Watson, with Matthew Golden, with Dontavius Wicks and Romeo Doubs. Jaden Reed returned back to practice this week. So they have weapons that they can get the football to. So Matt LaFleur needs to stop being so damn conservative and allow Jordan Love to cook. And this is the thing, though, Snowman. In the years prior, because the Packers were able to run the football, they built the passing game off of the running game. But this year, they need to do the exact opposite in reverse. They need to build the running game off of the passing game because the offensive line is banged up.
Tre Larkins from the Wise Guys joins me here as we preview some games in week number 12 inside of the Snowman pregame pulse. Tre, my friend, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. Enjoy the game, my man.
I appreciate it. Enjoy your Sunday. I love you, brother.
Love you, brother. When we come back, Dr. K and I will be in the kitchen cooking up something. What do we got? You'll find out when we return.